Welcome everybody. This is Evelyn. I have two of my 4-deck reads for you and then the 7-deck read on the table in front of you. And also I just wanted to tell you to go watch my twin flame love story of the Fairy Dragon Tale. It's only a couple minutes long. It's 22 minutes long. And there's definitely activation codes in there. If you watch it 3 times, you will see all different perspectives. There's so many faces in that picture. It's kind of incredible. But yeah, you'll feel it. So check that out. I have it on my Instagram too, if you want to go over there. And let's get going with these reads. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths first. This is going to be about the Big Bang Theory. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Really send it over to the Ukraine right now. Looks like there's some darkness over there that needs to be cleared out. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's a little bit chilly out here today, and I'm not quite sure the sun is out either, but it was very nice. I took Teddy with me to go to the gas station. I have to go pick up Jenna today, and we went for a nice little walk, and the energy's very good today. There definitely was a shift or going through some clearing this week, and it's been coming up the original wound of the twins, as well as a lot of masculine stuff coming up. So the read I did this morning, we're definitely like masculine decks. So we're definitely going more into clearing the masculine wounds right now. But you'll see what comes up in this read. It was actually, there's 2 of my 4-deck reads. If you can't watch both of them, watch the second one. It was very significant this morning, the energies that came up. And then we have the 7-deck read, as always, on the table. So we're doing the first 4-deck read, which was yesterday. This was done at 6:18 last night. 6:18 was the unknown. I have pictures of everything. Let's see here. I just got a scam call from Egypt as well. All right, so this first one, as you see here, it was very simple. It was just the my Wild Unknown Animal guidebook there at the top, and then my half deck of Rider-Waite, then Nature Whispers, and then the Journey of Love at the bottom. For those of you who don't normally watch, to the left is the underlying energies. To the right are the cards I had to count that came up after the 3 cards that I dealt. Okay, so you can see these cards a little bit better. Okay. All right, so this first one, again, like I said, 6:18 I dealt them. That was the Wild Unknown deck. Then 6:19, which is the Moon and the Sun, was the half deck. And then at 6:20, Nature's Whispers, and 6:21, the Journey of Love. The cards that came out at the end for each deck were 2, 7, 2, 2, which I looked up in Gematria just to see what came up. And it said the dark star is Yahweh, the Saturn beast was the first entry. Then John F. Kennedy Jr. is alive. Then the Rekat structure in Africa is the lost city of Atlantis. The 4th entry was the way of the Lord Jesus. The 5th entry was the Yahweh card trumps the Illuminati card. And then the 6th entry was John's in love with her. Again, that was number 2722. And 27 is the Ace of Wands, 22 is the Fool. So the flame on the Fool's journey, but basically. The 7th entry, I also wrote the other entries in. 7 was, again, that 14 spelled F-O-A-R-T-E-E-N, but if you look up F-O-A-R, it still comes up to mean not the number 4, but the word for and before teen. So that was coming up again with that word C-E-N-T-E, which C-E-N-T-E with an accent over it means 100th, but there are no other definitions for that. So a lot of that was coming up. And then S-I-D as well, which means Sadiki, my friend, homebrew, lord, master, owner, scar, long, wide, spacious, great, large, broad, south, and seed. And it was really coming up as someone who's self-made. The sun, the seed, the 100th, and before teen. The sun for teen twins, 100th for teen or before teen, where the energy is coming up there. Also, the 8th entry was not in English. I'm not even going to attempt to read it because it was a long sentence. And then the 9th entry was, for the wedding of the Lamb has come, and his bride has made herself ready. So the underlying energy here as we started was the Crow, the Queen of Wands, which is also number 24, which is also the Pleiades number. 21 is the World, with the fresh approach, and the 56 of the Dance of the Planets. The Ground Guard and Omega, or the Pleiades perhaps, the World with a fresh approach here in the knowing of the dance of the planets. All eyes see, which was my other little video I posted with the eyes. You might want to check that out too. The child eyes were unbelievable that was from the clouds, but it was so literal, but very beautiful. The Elephant tattered and torn, with flame in trunk, the divine feminine dear one, and Fox, who sends hugs and kisses, or Fox is all hands or legs, or 8 crow. The first entry here is the black egg and the truth of the peacock tiger, where the crow stands guard and the tiger approaches, black sheep, black beauty, and white tiger, hidden dragon. With 2 cards here, the spider's lair and the wise old owl, where the underlying energy here is the Queen of Wands. After the sovereign with the Page of Wands comes full circle with Hermit's light on that being shown on the divine feminine's beauty. The Hermit offering project, but the Queen of Wands stands firm. Or the Queen of Wands is trying to offer to the Hermit, but the Hermit is too busy seeing what's down there, or looking at their feet or her toes. And then my toes comes up again. Lovers with the King of Cups and the Emperor, or twins, which came up, the movie came up this week with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, or the Queen of Wands, Crow, guarding lover, King of Cups, and his father, or his reputation and or stature. There were 4 and 3 cards here, or 7 total, with the 6 of Cups, the Devil, the 9 of Wands, Queen of Cups, and then the Knight of Pentacles, King of Wands, and the Empress. I didn't realize how similar. Again, the cards are getting more similar and similar day to day. But soulmates tempted by the wounded warrior, blocking the Queen of Cups. The King of Pentacles here, or the Knight of Pentacles, may be offering help to the King of Swords and the Emperor and or Taurus, or kids, here with the soulmates. This is so weird because it's like so identical to the energy that was coming up this morning. I had to keep double checking it wasn't the date of the 10th. Or the distorted divine feminine, actually the wounded warrior, 9 of Wands, blocking them from getting to the Queen of Cups. Or the Emperor, the Queen of Wands' father, is the devil, wounded warrior, blocking the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups from coming together at 7:02. The 7 of the Chariot, the 2 of the High Priestess, or divine feminine, the higher self, or the kids, or the little devils, who wounded the Queen of Cups, having to pass through the devil's lair to get to the Queen of Cups. Or the King of Cups is the Emperor, trying to get to the Empress, Queen of Cups, making an offer they can't refuse, with soulmate or or child. This could be soulmate to soulmate, or child to mother, or her lawyer and new partner, or Capricorn Knight of Pentacles makes offer from the Emperor, and the ball is now in the Empress's court, or the Queen of Cups' court. Or the Six of Cups are the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups grown kids, perhaps Capricorn, Sagittarius, and water there, delivering an offer to Gemini, King of Swords, with the Empress's new girlfriend. That Gemini, so the Empress could be the Gemini's new girlfriend, and or his mother there. Dads and daughters, mothers and sons, and again the wounding between them, which I've definitely been hearing that come up as well, especially between mothers and sons. At 7:09, and that energy too of lots of single parents out there now, and how difficult it is not only to just to be the single parent, but then the wounding that occurs because of the parent missing, or then the child wanting to take over for the parent who's missing, or there's lots of other ways that it can be seen depending on how the single parent is with the child. At 7:09 is and that's not to say it's better than living with two parents who are abusive, of course not. But again, we're teaching our children now how to heal themselves, so we don't have to go to that place. And now that karma is coming in instantly, right? So the ending of karma really means that time speeds up so much that as soon as you act, that karmic repercussion is instant, so it never manifests. The 7:09 here is the Chariot and the 9, or the Hermit. That can also be Cancer and Virgo energies there. And the 16 of sudden inner truths, with the 48 of hope and happiness within. The 28 of the bountiful harvest of the twin flame preparations, and the 32 of the journey to trust your own understanding, your perspective. The 5 to clear out the old, and the 19 to shift from hovering sun to the 15 of the shadow side to catch your breath, hugging a tree to ground. The 21 of wholeness, completeness with a fresh approach to wholeness. The devil and the world, or Capricorn, Saggy, and Pisces coming up here. And again, the shadow side of the world in its wholeness. And again, that energy of, like I just said, so instant karma is the same thing as the light and the dark at the same time, which is then the 0 point field. So coming closer and closer to that middle point as we let go of the outliers, or the perpetrators and the heroes, right? The saviors. At 7:13 is the Chariot and the Death card, or transition, where the first card here is the 41, which is the Ace of Cups, to be in service to the little ones through self-love, spiritual love, and or new love, or mother and daughter, and grand perhaps. With 14, and the assurance that when all is dead and dying, like it is in the winter, of the angelic realms still there, the 4 seasons, and the 4 generations of women, the young parent with mother and grandparent perhaps, where 41 and 14 came up side by side right here, all for one and one for all, the all of the whole maker. Remember the whole maker, or the wise one, the owl, with connections here. To be whole, W-H-O-L-E, is to use, must be whole, H-O-L-E, or holy. The 24 of the Queen of Wands, the wild child riding the seahorse, or Pegasus, is being called here to be her best self always. The maiden Andromeda and her Pegasus, or perhaps took on his father's mermaid, his father's maid of the sea. And 2 cards here is the 22 of the leap of faith, and the 31 to be spontaneous and reach out and touch someone when there's conflict or groups, or perhaps the pursuit of happiness or competition here, or games. At 7:21, the Chariot and the World again, with the 31, and the last time was 13, so here's that reflection of 13 and 31, which is basically life and death, chaos and control. The Christ flame of exhaustion, and the 15 of the dark mother that prays, who bites the father's head off, right? And then the son feels like he needs to step up, and that was some of the energies coming up. the 48 of the 8 of Cups walking away within, the man of the earth, woman of the sky, and the 50 of the 10 of Cups, the cloak of the 10 of Cups family, as she lay her hair as he would his cloak down for her, in the dance of the planets, with the 56 of the 2 of Swords, of this card, which always reminds me of Paul and Linda McCartney walking through a record, which is the chaos of the cyclone, able to walk through it all, both the cyclone and the vortex, to get to the sun. Jesus, Mary, and, as Cryon puts it, Uncle Joe, and the 66 of the coming together. So there's that Beatle reference again, and the Queen of Pentacles coming together in the heart's churning, its longing, and the 42 of the blood dance, the 46 of just for that moment joy between inner children and outer children, the innocence. The Queen of Pentacles with the 2 of Cups and the 6 of Cups is being in the heart in joy, receiving the light of the mother and child or son, with Shakti warriors of Kundalini rising, healing the lovers. At 57, the 3 of Swords. Again, the healing, apologizing, the forgiveness. So that was the first one. So that was a quick one. And then we have the second one from today. Very profound, this one. You'll like this one a lot. All right, so, and I used my Starseed deck here. So this is the sorry about this. I'm trying to do 2 things at the same time. There we go. So at the bottom you'll see the, just wipe this off. There's so much fluff on the blankets and stuff. Okay. See all my fingerprint? That's so funny. All right. So you see the Starseed Oracle at the bottom, which I don't normally use for these cards. We have the mixture of the Lenormand and the Kipper decks at the top there. Then we have the Shaman Dreams, then the Wild Unknown Animal Guidebook, and then my half deck of People, which is the Rider-Waite. And then we have the Starseed Oracle at the bottom there, which I'm going to pull up a little bit so you can see better. There you go. And the Shaman Dreams. All right, so this one definitely took me places I was not expecting. It was really beautiful. So this was done today from 11:28 to 33, the 5 decks that came out. The 28 of the 2 of Wands, the 29 of the 3 of Wands, the 30 of the 4 of Wands, 32 of the 5 of Wands, which is also the Journeyman, and then the 33 of the Christ Consciousness. 28 is the Twin Flames, being present in the moment with your gifts. 29, the 30 of the Union, the Journey, and then the Christ Consciousness there. And the end cards were 2, 1, 3, 6, and 3, and I looked it up. The whole number had no entries in Gematria. So I looked up 2, 1, 3, and the first entry was Bitcoin, which someone was just talking to me about it yesterday. Then Nimrod, Tamara, Marriage, Nicholas, God's Code, and the Bride came up. And I looked up 63 as well, which was Being, India, Page of Cups. That can be PC too, like politically correct. Kind, and then CP, and then Camilla. And then I looked up 2136, which was Laura's purpose in my story. You shall not make for yourself an idol. And then XRP Messiah wins the Mega Millions, and you can run but you can't hide. And the last one was Keep the Change, with no spaces between, written 9 times. Keep the change. And that's the changing, the shifts. So at 11:49, which is Justice, Truth and Balance and Alignment, and the underlying energy of the 31, which this card is bad health, but it was coming up as the initial wound. The 30 of the Horseman, the Dragon, and the Queen of Wands, as I lost my voice with the Queen of Wands, is also the number 24. That was like a crescendo of losing my voice. All of a sudden, it just went in. It was weird. And then the 10 of the Seal of Clairsentience, which is your feeling. You're being able to sense another's issues, what they're feeling from a distance, as well as if you're a twin. And then we have the 5 of Wands of the group with conflicts and games and pursuits, and bad healthcare, the healthcare system, and nursing another perhaps. With the 30 of the Six of Wands or Knight of Wands energy, that journeyman coming in, heralding of changes, giddy up, home, Om, and union. Activity at home, and the dragon energy here of the solar plexus. That's your higher self energy in the quantum entanglement with an eye on you, as I just posted my eye video, which was all eyes on you. The higher self, big brother, dragon lines. Remember, lines are also arcs from point to point. They're not actually straight lines. And the Queen of Wands, 24, which is Omega, which is Om, and Ega, which is the feminine ego. Riding high above the group and healthcare issues, the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands with the solar plexus, higher self. The quantum entanglement of higher self between Om, union, and Omega, enlightenment. Where enlightenment, literally in my translation of my codes, is Jesus, light, Jesus, intent. Intent to enlighten. Light in the middle of bookends, identical twins. Two sides of the same coin, not opposites, but perfect complements. Clairsentience also comes up here. To feel the love, to feel your way. The clarity, knowledge, and unification here of the high vibe destiny of the twins. At 12:04, the Hanging Man and the 4 of the Emperor, the underlying energy of the 8, which is the strength of the inner and outer strength, the manifestation of dreams, and the dance between the masculine and feminine, the false person, or the couple, or the dance of man and woman, after the 30 of judication in court over a home, child, pup, or romancing the stone, or group lawsuit, judication of a wise community. The wise group of divine feminine birds gain clarity in judication of the purple moon and the romantic pup, or the Cancer family, which Cancer can represent the United States as well, of love and home, which is all about Cancer. Just wanting to go for a walk, and another to take the lead for once, in the dance of masks and mystery, and the Christ consciousness and co-creation, the whispering bench of the wounded warrior and Mary Magdalene, her shadow self, exposing a death, an end, a coffin, cold case files, a chest with flowers, drawers, candelabras, stained glass, altars, and coughing, a fight to the death, the war of the roses, and the innocent caught in the crossfires there. And then at 12:12, so 2 hanging out here, 2 new perspectives, or hung out to dry, and the 42 of direction, the map of intent, of 2 soul ties, northeast, or we and NS for north and south, or we and NS, which is we normal saline. We're just salt water, which I wrote wrong here. I wrote Norman, so somebody might need to hear that. So Norman came up here. So we normal saline, we're just salt water, and 2 U's, where we is 2 U's and 1 equal and congruent to the other, the E. The 26 of the Page of Wands with coat of arms, with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and cracking those codes of the strong box, the safe, what the family had to do to feel safe, and inspired by their story. The 36 of Atlas and that 10 of Wands of the weight of the world, of working really hard to get something, right? Coming to America. The 10 of Wands of distant horizons, of the Atlas with the weight of the world, and no water to float the boat, and nowhere for the ship to land or anchor. A fairy dragon story, storing the E, 1 equal and congruent to, articulating the pages, the movement, the change, helping the vulnerable, the little ones, along on a wing and a prayer at 12:17, and I was getting big connection right there with the Hanging Man and the star, which is also dreams coming true and healing. The 41 of well wishes, well water and dry spells, and the Holy Grail, the whole E, G rail, The 0 point, whole, 1 equal and congruent to the spiraling tunnel through which one leaps and becomes whole with a W. Two U's that are now whole, or two U's that are the whole, that the owl, AWL, created. There's that all for one and one for all, the creator of the whole. Notice the well is much like the altar or home in the picture in this. It's got a roof to protect and a bucket to bail out, to bring up the water, to floodgates, the reasons why, the why in the road, and two U's on high, raising emotions from root to tip. The divine masculine, root to heart. Remember in the beginning, as the normal 3D masculine and feminine, the masculine starts in the sexual energy and moves to the love in the relationship, where the feminine starts in the heart energy and moves to the sexual, more, comfort in her sexual self part of the relationship. So here's where the divine masculine starts in the root, moving up to the heart, where the divine feminine starts in the heart to move up to the crown. And then she pulls him up. She lets her hair down. Her hair laid down as Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair, as the count counts to 10. And the Muppets, already very familiar with Aquarius, the age of laughter, the age of Adeline, with aid and line or leaps, help and that quantum leap. Add a line, just add a line, from ships to cars, outliving their friends. The hermit and Highlander, who wants to live forever, taking the high road, 309, new cars, new homes, and generations of one after the other, returning and skipping generations. The Page of Wands' treasure map to the Holy Grail, the road less traveled of change, and the empty family room, finally, the 21 of being whole and complete on your own, and the 9 of being alone as the hermit, being wise within, one for all, and that all, AWL, or that device to create a whole for one, the hermit and the wall, the all for one and one for all, the Virgo and the Pisces, the midpoint and the end point, the car and the home, and the between state, getting there, only to discover a health issue or have to care for another at the end of the day or your journey, or finally with home to enjoy yourself alone, and then you are sent to a nursing home. The individual, the world, and the group between, the black and the white and the gray areas of trying to bend to another's way instead of making your own way and allowing others to resonate with you. Instead of resisting and attaching, surrendering to allow, loving all that is and transcending as you go. And transcendence has to do with accepting it, going into it, and then able to rise above as it neutralizes, because you loved it anyway. You allowed it to become one with you, like the food that you bless before you eat it. It becomes one with you so that it doesn't damage you or put negative energy in your body. At 1232 is the hanging man and the 32 of the journey, where the 1 is the 44 of the looking glass, the details, the bacteria, the examination, making things bigger than they actually are when bored or apathetic, as opposed to grounding and integrating and mastering how to receive love or doing the work, doing the meditation, right? The stillness of allowing yourself inside your body and not being afraid to just be with you and your mind and heart. At 1234, which is the hanging man and the energetic exchange, the hours of love, the lots of back and forth of the hanging man, and the 1, 2, 3, 4 of closing the door, Hercules shut the door. Her harvest is here. The map of intent from here to there, just to end up here again, coming full circle. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. The journey of romancing the purple moon, the stone, the path of one, the moon, which is M-O and O-N, the Mary Magdalene human and the human JC, or the wounded warrior, nursing the doctor back to health. Health is he, off, or he, all to the nth degree. The all, AWL, the whole maker, The whole of two yous whole. By saving yourself, you save each other. Remembering the perpetrator and savior, they won't give up their roles easily. It's up to the victim in the middle to shift in the middle and pull the outlanders in, to highlanders, immortals, in the land of 0 point, mid-moon. At 12:43, the Hanging Man and the Three of Cups. And Kevin Bacon was just coming up. At 12:43 is the coming together to hang out, enjoy. As I actually took a break with Teddy at that point. At 4, and he thought somebody was here, but they weren't. There's numbers 44, 32, and 40 here of Hercules, the journeyman, and the Page of Cups. Hercule, the days, any days, of the Y in the road, man. The Page of Cups, innocent, the vulnerable, with multiple masks, the fun house here. You can check in any time, but you may never leave. It's a test of the subconscious, the inner child, where 2 cards came up here, the 38 and the 33, which is the Mary Magdalene and the Wounded Warrior energies. You notice the MM and the WW are reflections exactly of each other. The Queen of Cups with the rickety twin bridges that need work, and a man with concerns of martyring himself again, both having been hung out to dry, so to speak. The higher self is the Christed self, the crystals being Christ-like, and cry stalls, the purge of purgatory, which is the bridge between worlds, the 3D and the 5D, his and hers, the 5D station, jump-off point to all other dimensions, diamonds, connection, or 2 people, connection, 2 me's, normal saline, solution, 2 mass mixed with water, crystallizing. The rainbow bridge is the light, breaking through your crystals, because you are made of water, enlightening your waterways, your hexagonal or 6 ways to pent, pen, T, or communicate with the top dog. The elevator to the top floor at 12:54, which is the messenger, hanging out with the messenger of God, the Mercury energy, or Gabriel. Being floored by the waves of commitment to loving oneself first, from 6 of love, family, and community to 5 of change, freedom, and expression and expansion. It's here, just airing to the side of light, a step or so above the middle, 56, which is the middle of 4 to 7, the heart to the crown, the sweet spot, the lambda leap. Remember the number 4 is the L and the 1. The L is lambda, and the 1 is the leap from point to point. And then the key, which is the 7, so we're talking about 4 to 7 here, the lambda leap of 4, and the 7 is the key of the gamma boomerang. And now this came up when I meditated when I went to sleep last night. Immediately when I went into the original wound, they were showing me a triangular ship, that the wound didn't happen here on Earth, it happened in the ship when the seeds were split. When we were seated in the ship before we were brought down. It was very interesting. And the triangular ship was shaped in a boomerang. The Big Bang Ray. You rang. As the Y is the Y in the road, the 0 point field, and the boomerang is boom or e-rang. E-ray as well. The transition of 2 humans co-creating, one equal and congruent to the other ray, who ran from God and caused a whole upheaval in the multiverse. E, one equal and congruent to R, A, or Eve is Adam. And Adam took off through the Y, or the 0 point field, or hole. So Mercedes had to, and remember the Y is the Mercedes symbol. So Mercedes had to deal with Elon Musk, the L on scent, with flame in trunk. And then we're talking about clairsentience, your nose, as opposed to feeling. The L on scent with flame in trunk, where the elephant hunter for their tusk and musk. So again, the boomerang or the boom ray transition of two humans co-creating, one equal and congruent to the other ray, who ran from God, and caused a whole upheaval in the multiverse, where E is Adam, E-R Adam, and A took off through the 0 point, or Y, the 0 point field. So Mercedes had to deal with Elon Musk, which is the L on Musk, the L on scent, with flame in trunk, which comes up in the elephant card from a whole nother deck. This had nothing to do with that. The elephant hunter for their tusk and their musk. So this is like hide and seek, right? So the Big Bang Theory happened, the seeds were divided, and the one ran and the one had to seek. So here's now the elephant hunter, which comes up as the masculine, hunting for their lost tusk and musk that was taken from them, their smell, their sense of smell, and their tusk or their ivory. And that could be a chipped tooth as well. So at 105 is the magician. That little bit was very significant there. The magician and the 5 of freedom and change, the Hierophant as well, with space between them, which can be the magician, which is Gemini or the twins, and the Hierophant, which can represent God, and the space between them. The underlying energy of the 59, which is the 5 of swords in the wailing tree, after the 14 of the drifter who comes along experiencing life as it comes, and the 61 of the whale's song resonating with them. Notice the elephant is the largest land animal and the whale is the largest of the sea. The elephant in a warring tree and the whale is in an oily bubble or a portal. They're both portals, the 3D and 5D portals of the tree and the actual galactic portals. The gate holders of the 51 King of Swords with stars in the sky, with limitless possibilities in the middle of the bridge, right and left and up and down and everywhere between. The 38 Queen of Cups with many masks for musks and tusks, and the Queen of Swords and Queen of Cups connecting within on the bridge. She, the unified field, and he with bridge, vehicle, like a car in the home. She is a safe place, and he is all over the place. The 44 of the perfect storm, of the raven, peacock, eagle within. Her harvest, the courage to step into life, being a portal, ravenous show-off displaying eagle feathers, diving and rising over and over again into the root girl of 46, the disowned self, the inner children, where she is both the little girl and the little boy. But her growth was stunted when he rose to the top, which is really interesting because I do my numbers every day, and the masculine and feminine numbers today were coming up 44 and 66, which were these two cards side by side, where she is grounding, integrating, and mastering how to receive love, and he is doing his inner little girl work. The 45 of repairing her veil with forgiveness, tying the pages back together, articulating the story from the top down, and turning the pages, helping the little vulnerable ones along as the story is told of the horseman, number 30, the herald of change, who brings the good news for a change, of home and celebration, of Om and union, where union is the UNION, the Holy Grail Christ connection, the 0 point to your higher self and your other at 119, the magician and the sun. The Big Bang Rang theory, transition to big, which is I God, the transition to I God, which is also to God. And then the band God, and the ran from God, okay? So one twin bans God, or doesn't believe in God, and the other one runs from God, with ringing in their ears from then on, from the Big Bang. And then that distorts their frequency. Okay, so listen to that again. Union is the U of the Holy Grail, the N of the Christ energy, and the connection, ION, ion, which is the Holy Grail Christ connection, the 0 point to your higher self and your other, the Big Bang Rang theory, the transition to I God, banned God, and ran from God, with ringing in their ears from then on, disturbing their frequency and distorting it. At 124, the Magician, or the leap of the 24 to Omega, enlightenment, or the Queen of Wands, which 24, remember, is the Pleiadians number as well. The 1 here is the 16 of sudden empty well, as good news comes in about homecoming and anticipation making you wait. The 18 of eyes of the eagle rising above the fray. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. That came up. I can see all obstacles in my way. As the horse and rider come to the eagle oracle's perch with well-rounded aperture and peripheral vision, not just one-sided, but she's able to see all sides of the situation or perspectives. So the 6 of Wands, with intent of union, suddenly arrives at the tower of the eagle's nest, the ground and the sky crew, to let down her hair, her harvest, the rainbow bridge of Aquarius, the emotion of laughter that transcends all states of matter, and the 9 of the hermit who's dancing on one foot in a balancing act as the hermit treads lightly, dipping their toe in very slowly, as that moth to flame is not wanting to repeat getting burned again as the moth to the flame. And now they're staying well grounded. And the 1 card that came out after this is the 43 of the overflow of the Taj Mahal, of overwhelm and plenty of the coming together in the mother's home, the joy of coming home to family, and the joy of family coming home. The Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups, or perhaps PC and Queen of Cups, which is also quantum leap of the sea. So being politically correct and being quantum correct, and man with concerns, or perhaps a pet. With Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and Virgo here, and 4433, her harvest, Christ unity consciousness. At 139, the Magician and the Knight of Cups, the underlying energy of the loyal fox and the unicorn who look back, 2 as 1, at a beautiful mind, the hive mind and the Big Bang, the wound of 2 as 1, or the horse and hound, the fire dragons and the flying ants, the digamma, hugs and kisses of the twin flames, and the uni-horn, which is the unique company of the RN, or the nursing, or the unique human RN. The fox on horse with beautiful mind sees the wound as wolf is stunned or dazed and confused, waiting for news as the mailman delivers. The frog in the rain who spoke too soon or just can't take the anticipation of the pearl's arrival. At 142 to 43, the 2 of Cups coming into the 3 of Cups of coming together in joy. The frog, remember the frog is the one who's trying to become the prince, must first face the crocodile here with no sense or smell, or cutting off their nose to spite their face. And the frog must get to the other side of this croc as the oyster puts their feelers out, sensing their way out, under the watchful eye of the higher self, the dragon, the eyes, where all eyes see, with the eye, the third eye, and the emotions, and the whispering bench of unity consciousness. At 150, the Magician and the 10 of Cups of that ideal, emotionally satisfied family. So Fox News then came up, and the UN, and the doctor. So I looked up the World Health Organization as well as the UN to see if there's any news that came up, and just read what was flashing up on the screen. I didn't look into anything. But one was Poland asking the UN to step in on Germany for World War II reparations. Israeli ambassador slams the UN meeting over visit to Temple Mount, and the UN condemns the Taliban bans on women and threatens to suspend their critical aid. There was also another headline here that starting March 15th, 23, the World Health Organization will co-host a Partnership for Healthy Cities Summit. And then, again, of course, there was news today of China with increased rates, and you know what. But remember, what you resist persists, and what you focus on persists and makes it bigger. So remember to just let that stuff roll right off your back. At 201, which is the divine feminine and the masculine energy, putting space between them. And the one of the elk, hothead here, or the redhead, or just hot, is looking back at the dragon or Dr. Argon, or eyes or the solar plexus of the higher self, or the fairy dragon tail of the beaver hard worker and the hyena who is shamed, the red hair, the buck teeth, and the one who has spots, the wounds from our differences which make us all the same. The elk taking a good look in the mirror, to work hard to walk away from their ego, and the 3 cards coming up here of the snake, the zebra, and the rabbit, the collective awakening going against the grain, activating their zebra stripes to help the little bunnies and or get past their fears or size differences. So at 207, the divine feminine and the chariot, which also the 2 can be the higher self or the high priestess. Dr. L be high, or Del be high, or is that Delaware be high? As zebra and rabbit go around the neighborhood. Or maybe these are 2 out collecting. Silly rabbit, sneezy and rabid, or snazzy bra, or rabbit. Or are we talking, so this could be a snazzy bra and a rabbit, so there could be some animal video that goes around with a rabbit wearing a bra, something like that. Or some kind of halter, that dogs or pets wear. So there could be a bunny with a halter leash on them or something like that coming up with the rabbit bra. But then are we talking BB here? So Netanyahu could be coming up here as well. And then ZRA came up, and there may be another acronym there that I don't know, but I just looked up the definition for ZRA, which is thing, the number 3, earth, soil, path, fire break, through, between, among other, to investigate, examine, and inspect entirely. So the message here was coming up as the collective's path to investigate, examine, or inspect BB, it, or bit. Or twin transitions it. Or Ra and BB, which is also double transition, are now it. So remember in the beginning with the Big Bang, one decided no longer to believe in God and the other one ran from God. They were playing hide and seek. One ran and one had to seek. Here is Ra and BB now. Someone is now it. So they have to seek those who hide. So it's like now Ra or God is it, as the twin turns the tables on them. And I don't know how Netanyahu's coming up here, but they definitely may be, or something about Israel here. But Ra and Bibi, for those of you who don't know, and I've told you guys this a million times, but I don't know if Bibi actually babysat for us, but his brother always babysat for us. Bibi may have at some point, but they live down the street from us. We actually moved to the neighborhood because my grandfather knew them and told them this was a good area to move to. So we have Ra and Bibi, who are now it. So now they have to seek those who hide. At 217, which is the higher self and the 17 of the stars and healing, where the can't read what I wrote there. So the Fool. So the Fool is now the dark night, which is the masculine energy coming through with an open heart, taking a leap of faith. The full dark night is now the Knight of Cups, of emotionally happy with himself, the happy man. Found satisfaction as the King of Wands watches, or the elk. And remember the elk, they're a great guy, except when they don't eat right, then they're a real asshole. So be careful about that. They could bite your head off. But the King of Wands, it looks like they're learning why they act certain ways or the ways they do, and their wounds. So they're watching someone from the past to learn, and it's like the man, taking a good look at himself in the mirror. And how to make magic with sovereign catch. The Page of Wands, inspired by the Queen of Swords, speaking to Hermit with light or an advisor with choices to make regarding the Queen of Wands who may be looking the other way. Or the Queen of Wands is getting the Hermit to give the Queen of Swords an ultimatum. Or the Queen of Wands wants her knowledge, the Queen of Swords, but is too proud to ask her. There could be Six of Cups soulmates here, children or best friends, as the Queen of Wands watches, The Page of Pentacles and King of Pentacles work together. That could be a father and child, or maybe an intern, or studying together, doing research together, or extend an invitation, the Page of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles, who is actually thinking about it, which may be making the Queen of Wands upset here. And then at 222, which is the guidance counselor show, we had 3, 2, and then 1 pyramid cards, 6 altogether, with the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and the Empress right there. So the Knight of Wands rushes back after not sleeping well due to feeling the Queen of Cups focusing on her heart, and the Knight of Pentacles offering to the King of Swords, or offering to their lawyer, who must then report to the Empress. This can be suffering in silence, or a sister that's between the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Perhaps the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles here are siblings or besties who have decided to divide and conquer. One goes to the King of Pentacles and one goes to the King of Swords. Or perhaps they're out collecting to help someone out, or looking for investors, or wealth of information. After the Knight of Wands rushed forward, they're now looking back at the overseers of the Queen of Wands, or perhaps they are overseeing them, and this can represent the higher self as well between the twins, as the King of Wands could be admiring one from the past, while keeping their eye on the Queen of Wands. Whether she's the one from the past or she's someone he's with now, they could be both roles. He may have been rejecting the Queen of Wands sexually or her creative offers lately, and focused on something or someone else from the past, whether it's a child or someone else, or a twin, or a project, whatever it is. Or there's a mother who may be envious of the father-child connection here, perhaps getting the other child to connect with the King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and or Empress, or perhaps her side of the family, or kids splitting up to help each side in a split. And at 234, shut the door again, we have the 2 of the feminine or higher self and the energetic exchange, with the 41, 81, 29, and 10, which is the Ace of Cups, of that love, and ending karma, being present to gifts, destined, of ecstasy, and the ability to understand the true purpose, the intent and the seal of the clairsentience. And this came up on the card that was pulled, but clairsentience came up prior to those cards being pulled. At 235, which is the divine feminine or higher self again, and the 35 of the wounded warrior, the first card here was the 3 cards were actually 41 and 19, which is the Page of Cups, the Magician, and the Sun. The hydrogen atom, awakening to source, and the faith in your soul essence, and reprogramming, transmutation, or stabilization here. The spectrum generator at 238 to 39, which is the 2 of the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups, and then the 3 cards that came out were 33, the Christ vibration, 66, which is the Golden Gate, or the Queen of Pentacles, the 5D gate holder, and then the 5 of the change, or Hierophant, which is God. The CC of the 33, the MM of the 66, and the triangle change, which the triangle ship I just brought up before, which is actually the boomerang, or the big boomerang theory. The radon atom and non-reactive, the temple of elevated senses, and the heart awakened with love, all came up here in this Starseed deck, as we talk about the Starseed and the splitting on the ship. At 238 to 39, again, the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups, the heart is awake to love, innocence, and reverence. And there is your message. I love this read. It's really beautiful. All right. So now we have the 7-deck read on the table in front of you. I don't think I have a picture for that one. But I give you most of the cards, and you can see most of it there. So here we have the 7-deck read. And this was cut and dealt the right one? Hold on. Make sure I have the right one. Okay, yeah, I was at the earlier one. All right, so like I told you, the movie Twins came up, that was great. It's so funny because sometimes the stuff on the feed is terrible. Like there's nothing to watch at all. And then all of a sudden a feed will come up and there's all these old movies that were great movies that I haven't seen in a long time. So there were 2 movies that came up on the 8th, and that was Twins and The Kings of the World, which was also a really good movie. Very sad, but very good movie about 3 young boys trying to get their land back from their grandmother. Very, very different. So check that out. And then Twins, of course, was so funny. The SIRIAN STARSEED deck was cut and dealt at 736, which is the Chariot and the Atlas card of the Ten of Wands, the weight of the world. And then at 746, and this was all yesterday, 746 is the Chariot and the inner children or outer children, the Six of Cups energy of innocence and love. And the ER of crystals came up. So the urgency of crystals, which is Christ-like, and cry stalls or purging. And then RY stalls came up. So the urgency of the crystals of being Christ-like or purging is RY. There have been stalls. Or again, that 8 of Wands of the energetic exchange, when it's reversed, has to do with delays. And I finished clarifying at 8 o'clock on the nose there. And then by a nose comes up as I'd watched the horse movie. Now I'm blanking out on the horse's name. Seabiscuit. So 1 by a nose. At 8 o'clock, double zeros of source energy backing up the 8 of the dance and the manifestation of dreams. And we had major arcana was the Great Wheel, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ascension, which is the World card, and Reflection, which is the Hermit card. Before the read was the Lovers and the Higher Self, and after the read was Abundance, which is the Empress in this deck. There were 2 cups, 2 swords, 3 pentacles, and 1 wand, which is 22 and 31, the 22 of the Fool and the Fool's Journey, the open heart and that leap of faith, and the 31 of the chaos of the 5 of the group, which doesn't have to be 5, it can be any big group. The chaos of life, and then us trying to control that, right, which is death, ultimately, right, when everything is controlled, which is that 0 point field. But we have the 31 here, and then the major court cards here is the Knight of Cups, the Page of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, all in the read. And then before the read was the 9 of Cups, the Sovereign emotionally, and the Knight of Pentacles. And that was it. There were no court cards after the read. The numbers were we had triple sixes and double eights. So the 6 is really significant here for love, family, and community. And 3 6s is also 18, which is the 0 point field. And remember, the 666, the devil thing, is a distortion of its true meaning. And remember that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They all are 6s, right? So 4, 5, 6 is 15, which reduces to a 6, and 1, 2, 3 is 6, which is a 6, and so on. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are all dimensional things. We have the double eights of the twins dancing in their own masculine and feminine side by side, and then that third 8 comes in to knock them over into the infinity symbol. Well, the 56 was the main number here, which we just talked about in the other read, the 56 of the sweet spot in between the 4 to 7, which is the throat and the third eye. The 4 to 7 is the heart and the crown. And then the code line was all about love here. And we also had the 68 there, which is the Page of Pentacles, the student of life. And 67, the Knight of Pentacles as well, the 78 of the 10 of Pentacles. And then 8, 9, 10 begin again. And again, every time you go off balance, you come back to center again, to the present moment in your heart. The code line is all about love today. And guess what the number on the code line was? It was number 6. So it's all about love here. And the Sophia show of power, the after-death energy, is the Christed energy, the Christ God seeing the key, the 6 of Swords of peaceful waters, and clearing the Queen of Pentacles, that 6-6 energy, in the X, which is the dance of the chromosome, right? The X is the 8 dance. So the X is like the 2 skinny 8s coming together as the chromosome. doing the dance. It's the 8th dance. And again, the Queen of Pentacles is the 66 of the spiraling energy of the heart. That 7 build, repair, or create, which 7 is also the Chariot, the feminine within the masculine, building, repairing, creating, the Christ God, the connection, the whispering bench, to see the key of the 6 of Swords, which is moving to peace, the peaceful waters, which you are, the wise Queen of Pentacles, and the X. What also came up is to blow cold across the face, to repair or after death, the she-bear, EC, to seek E of the 6 of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the X, or the dance, the 8th dance of the twins. So there could be this, the Queen of Pentacles could represent both the twins and their spiraling as well as an X. So they could both be earth signs. And then we have, and then the she-bear coming up. And SX also means bad, which also is an abbreviation for symptoms. And somebody could have bad symptoms. And then, illness came up in the other read too as the first card, which was representing the initial wound. But in the initial wound of the twins, there's also a reference to the 3rd in the situation, which would be the partner of the masculine or the feminine, depending on your situation. And their wounding as well. So we have the Sophia show of power of repairs, mending the Christ God, or that connection between human and source, and seeing the key of peace, of finding peaceful waters, with the wise, clear, or Queen of Pentacles, very clear on purging X as well, or a bad X. I'm just getting a bad apple. So there's that reference to the Garden of Eden too, right? The apple that fell far from the tree. So tawny or olive-skinned, to breakfast. And also breakfast, the literal word is to break fast or take a quick break. So breakfast is supposed to be a fast meal. So olive-skinned or to breakfast without accented C, are the sea, are the water, seeing the key of peace of the twin sages of crystals, dance of love. And we start here with the Knight of Cups upright. The lovers in a return from the past or fallout or misunderstanding, self-satisfied or happily imprisoned as the Knight of Pentacles with a secret passion for the Knight of Cups. And they're both upright right there. At 9:04, the Hermit and the Emperor with space between, and the Knight of Cups letting go to make amends with the past split, divide, or lie that needs clarifying now to be happy with themselves and inspired. The King of Pentacles is upright here, lover or twin, satisfied with themselves, perhaps a weightlifter, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger definitely came up because he had just come up in the movie. So the King of Pentacles lover or twin satisfied with themselves, perhaps a weightlifter, Atlas, or works hard to carry the weight of the world. With the Two of Pentacles juggling, performing in prison, or trapped and with foolish behavior, and or a fool, right? His twin, Danny DeVito. With the Fool reversed, the Hermit's upright in need of peace and clarity here. At 9:22, the Hermit and, again, the Fool. Oh, that's so weird. The Hermit is looking at the long way down. If they let the Fool guide them, who lies. And I didn't write any of this based on that movie, so it's so funny that it's just coming up about the twins. So, right, so for those of you who've never seen it, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's the real good guy. He's really smart. He's been taught by many wise people as he was raised, where then Danny DeVito was left to his own devices. And he's the leftover DNA. So we have the Hermit looking at the long way down. If he lets the Fool guide them, who lies, showing Fool how to do tricks, shedding light and defending their honor. The whistleblower juggling, performing in an upside-down world, or traveled halfway around the world to see the King of Cups, with delay after delay, or lots of challenges, or heated exchanges. Or the King of Cups has Pisces in their chart, and in need of action, or is an action star. with separation, and beneath that was trust. There was trust in the beginning, but then there was separation. So there's that message again. And in the movie, you know, they're seeking their mother. They were told the mother was dead, and the mother was told they were dead. So the Three of Pentacles, big love, 24/7, romance and full moon, sunshine and vacation. The Page of Swords is leaning on the truth, with a message of a split or divide, or of surgery, plastics, or exposing butt, or post-op follow-up, or flu. With double Dutch and fifth wheel looking for the pearl, exposing a little truth, which is one big lie. Crooked toes or feet, with a bucket of fruit or a basket of fruit, delivery to get in, trying on the glass slipper and willing to get surgery to make it fit. Blow up Barbie getting checked, or needing and wanting more surgery. Working night and day on the Page of Swords, or cell split, twins that are totally different, two sides of the same coin. And a big love between the moon and the sun, or those opposites there. The new beginnings, and remember the moon and sun aren't opposites, but perfect complements. The new beginnings of the one, of the divine mass and the magician, and that leap from dot to dot, the arc. The abundance of the 88 of the twin flames dancing in the Crazy Eights dance, and the ending of the suffering and silence, or the sister, or the nightmare, the stress, the lack of sleep. The sunshine of the Page of Pentacles that coming full circle, with the Page of Wands and the Two of Cups, juggling two with eye on the prize, sharing gifts and being charitable, exposing a whole new world. Between the Page of Pentacles upright and the Page of Wands upright, soulmates, partners, twins who share everything at 10:02 of that high vibe energy, and the two of the divine feminine. The psychic connection and their brown shoes. And this was so funny. As the brown shoes came up in the card, I look up and the camera is literally focusing on Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny's brown shoes in the movie. It's so literal sometimes. It's like so, the karma is like so instant. The psychic connection and brown shoes, as they show their brown shoes in the movie. The pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, where two elephants blow up, mirroring eyes and expressions, and double dating. Sharing with the Knight of Cups, needing clarity before heated exchange, the more clinical clarity before new beginnings. So getting more technical about things, or a technicality. With the Ace of Cups upright, the patient angel, and a higher love catch. As we go forward here after the read, the innocent fights for the Empress, or to see mother and child come together. At 10:10, the Sting also came up there, which I didn't really watch, but I've seen that a few times already. But for those of you, I'm dating myself with the Sting, but if you haven't seen the Sting, you have to see. That was a really big movie of the time. Everybody had seen it in my generation anyway. So the Sting comes up, and that could be energy of something else that's going on right now, right? So getting stung. The 10:10, again, of the two Wheel of Fortunes, or perhaps a two-wheeler, or two destinies coming together here with the two dots of the time, which is the two dots of the line or the leap, the arc, the bridge between, of separation, heartbreak, breaking up, break down, break in, out, or through, of patience and balance, and defenseless, to keeping to oneself, defending the nest, or their rest, or their sleep, defending their quiet, or their guard, to keep people out, not sharing the past, with the Queen of Cups upright, letting go of emotional attachments, or EAs, giving up on dreams and being more realistic, with the recent past and the wheel upside down, where the King of Cups is sharing in their twist of fate and working hard. The Atlas for lover, twin, a great affection to receive new passion and growth under the radar, with the Page of Cups, innocent, offering to help with work alignment or to get their ducks in a row. Sovereign, single, sleeping with the Emperor reversed, or the enemy in the near-death experience, or the Page of Swords or messenger in a high-stakes delivery, stepping up to the plate. And again, this could be sleeping with the enemy as well. At 10:29, which is that high vibe destiny or Wheel of Fortune there, and the 29 of the being present to the gifts, to the payoff. And we here have Libra reversed and Aries reversed with Gemini upright between them, with Scorpio reversed as well. And the foundation here being the Five of Pentacles reversed, the recovery. The Hermit coming out of exile with secret passion or justice upright in a move or visit or lack of stability, ending conflict with temptation of having a mother and or lots of abundance and finding a home. The central energy of the Page of Swords and finding the light, working to align with the Queen of Swords reversed in recovery, needing to heed the call. Challenged by the Six of Swords reversed in a need for peace with secret passion, getting over loss or regret or past feelings or hurt feelings, with the Wounded Warrior reversed surrendering to get over it. The Patient Angel, Queen of Pentacles reversed, and the Knight of Wands reversed player with a third party here. No more casual flirtations and strumming their pain with his fingers, uncomfortable emotions of avoidance, and sleeping with and silencing them about the heated exchange, with the Knight of Wands reversed and the King of Wands upright, coming out of exile with justice, balance, and or divorce, with the Ten of Cups reversed and the Page of Pentacles upright, an opportunity or invite for the Knight of Swords to charge in with information or deliverance. Or they're saying, you asked for it, so here it comes. And now is the Six of Wands reversed under the radar, dumping emotional attachments or multiple loads, with the Queen of Cups with Cancer in their chart, or perhaps bowled over with the Knight of Pentacles, receiving peace or making peace with the King of Wands reversed, sharing or settling out with twin flames or choosing a new path, as the Knight of Cups upright and the Five of Cups reversed may be getting over the Queen of Wands reversed and the Three of Cups reversed third party. The Page of Swords making a foolish move in front of the King of Swords, or is a front for them, or payment under the table, as the King of Swords may be anxious or imprisoned by this, or somebody could be in prison, obviously. The Queen of Wands reversed may be insecure and or manipulative, as the Nine of Pentacles reversed dependent. The Queen of Wands reversed defenseless to the Emperor reversed, or the Queen of Wands reversed not coming together with the King of Pentacles, or the superhero who's stepping down from power to be with their twin Queen of Cups. The Emperor reversed with a big offer, but may have to keep it quiet about it, or pay off, or this could be someone trying to pay off to silence them, or facing being put to rest. And then we have at 10:58, the high vibe destiny of the 58, or the rest. That can be the Four of Swords, sleep, meditation, prayer, but that also is the 5D connection of the twins. And soon here is the Queen of Cups and the third party awakened to the Hierophant, the marriage, the religion or establishment, or egotistical Taurus upright with Leo in their chart, or out of control star or healer, awake to the all boys club, or the silencing of the lamb, the Pisces or Capricorn reversed, with Leo reversed and Taurus and Aquarius upright here, or religious leader trying to shame them or silence them, or surprise of powers that be stepping in, weak, ill, or injured star, or Aquarius upright standing over but choked. It's supposed to be starting over. So this person could be standing over someone, and then that energy came up in the other read too, of the King of Wands standing, or the elk energy standing over and watching the Queen of Wands, or whatever was in the past there. But somebody choked, right? So they wanted to start over, but they choked, or needed to swallow their pride and expose all to the King of Swords, receiving the Knight of Cups, offer of love. So again, this is someone who needs to get past that crocodile energy, and it came up in another way too, in order to get to the other side, or to get to the prize, to get to the twin. Or the Queen of Cups' offer of love. Now Aquarius and Leo both were upright and reversed here, which can be two Aquariuses and two Leos, or two people vacillating back and forth. And then we had Taurus upright and Libra reversed. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Ascension card reversed, or as being in another world, or with Pisces in their chart. Exposing all with the Knight of Swords rushing in with the Truth and the Hermit with the light coming clean, with the King of Wands upright and the Page of Pentacles upright working together at night, or the world at the full moon, with Pisces reversed and Leo, Virgo, Cancer upright here, day and night, night and day, or kids descending with police after them, or got stopped with a misdemeanor or a bit of sneakiness here, coming clean about that sneakiness, or promising to clean up their act. The King of Wands with an opportunity or invite for them to work at night or a night shift. Healing family issues, past life relationship, make the effort, and playfulness all came up for the twins. Around the twins or how they're seen is reflection, which is the Hermit upright here. The reflection on a plan, or Virgo implementing a plan, or Hermit, with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community after a sudden death or ending. Challenged by the Queen of Pentacles reversed and her poor judgment in downturn, refusing to leave. And this could be a sudden inheritance as well. So she may have been refusing to leave or deal with uncomfortable emotions of walking away, with Aquarius reversed and Libra reversed. And challenged by peace and blocked by the Queen of Pentacles reversed, with love very significantly here, and even more so surrender and completion here of a cycle. After the Grim Reaper and or masculine female or feminine man, or plastic surgeon with dissatisfied customers of all ages, or death occurred, or near-death experience in a twist of fate, or just dead tired in the downturn, with the Page of Pentacles curious about the inequity of the Knight of Cups offering love, with the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups seeking justice by offering love to the Ten of Cups reversed unhappy family, with the Page of Pentacles chased down by the Knight of Swords of the truth, and the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups trying to make peace or settle out of court if possible. The Page of Pentacles is upright with the Queen of Cups upright and the Knight of Cups upright, in a twist of fate, in a split, divide, or one big lie, and the need for clarity in dealing with uncomfortable emotions or defenselessness to the Empress, and the Ten of Cups reversed family, which can be a very devious or manipulative family, or without an excuse and doesn't need one, for the Matriarch with unsatisfied family, and the King of Pentacles in a partnership or family who's unhappy that the Empress and the King of Pentacles are partnering up, or an offer they can't refuse to get them to stay, knowing what their weakness is. And that could be, a wealthy family trying to get them to stay because they're their ticket out of there. So, and this could also be an Empress. The Empress is upright, but the family is unhappy. So she may be she doesn't feel like she's doing anything. She's coming off like she may do a lot of contribution work and stuff like that, but she's also she controls people. But she also does good work at the same time, right? To look good in the community. So, and this can go different ways. The Empress can also just be like a grandmother energy who's fine and happy. Maybe the person gets along with the grandmother, but not the rest of the family. But she's coming up as the one who controls the family, and they're not happy about it. Or someone might not be happy about them coming into their family. That kind of thing. So the Knight of Cups is coming out of exile, or offering to send love to the Hermit. The Knight of Cups is coming out of exile from the group, in offering love to the Hermit, reversed, who's coming out. They may be descending a little bit to reflect, or maybe their vibration dropped a little bit in a purge, or with hermiting, or Pisces reversed and Virgo upright in a downturn or twist of fate, with the Page of Swords challenged by a need for peace, with the Queen of Cups upright and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who may be feeling like a failure or under the radar, with the Page of Pentacles child, or an invite or opportunity to split and needing to walk away, but defenseless to the Empress or abundance, with the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family, or the ending of an emotional cycle of unhappiness. But there's a lot of manipulation energy there, of a family wanting to partner with and make the family wanting to partner with the King of Pentacles there. The Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups in a twist of fate, sharing everything, and the Hermit coming out of the cave to the group below them in energy or vibration, with the Page of Swords message of failure, and the challenge being peace and attention-seeking behavior here, or doing things under the radar and in another world, with the Queen of Cups Hermit reflecting, the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Pentacles upright child, or an opportunity to to split, but needing to deal with the discomfort of losing their upper hand with the Empress's abundance and the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family, or an ending that emotional cycle of unhappiness at 11:30, which is alignment, truth, and balance, and the union or home of the 30. All right, so I'm going to pull from my other animal deck. We'll pull from this one today. So what is our takeaway from the message today with the cats here? So my daughter went down for a job down in Atlanta, and she was staying with her friend who just got a new kitten. And she sent me a picture of the kitten, like she woke up with the kitten all crawled up in her neck when she woke up in the morning. It was really cute. So there's some definite cat energy here. And the kitten's name is Solace. All right, so what is our takeaway from the read today? We talk about quantum of solace. This came right out. Like, this was so direct. It went up and then down. It's like a ray of light slicing through something, is the way it came out. The Three of Summer, the hummingbird. You have an exciting reason to celebrate, such as an engagement, wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. Remember to cherish those you love. So it's definitely joy coming up there. There's two more cards that want to be seen. The Ten of Autumn, and there's the pup with a pup family, perhaps, the golden retriever dog. Commitment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. Okay. And then we have the Ace of Winter, and there's the panda bear. The implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you refine your plan and reshape your goals into something even better. And that would be like the Ace of Swords energy there. And there's a plane that just flew over, and it sounds like a small plane. You know, I was just getting the energy of the English Patient. You know, when he flies into the desert? I was getting a plane flying into the desert just now, and that plane came in. And the English Patient here. The bottom of the deck here is unity. And there's that 5 of the Hierophant, which in this read today was coming up as source energy or God. The energy of change, of freedom and expansion. And there's the polar bear with 2 cubs and a butterfly between. Right? So maybe this is them allowing them some freedom, or this could be a child that's not their biological child, or even a daughter coming in. And the polar bear says, embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. You may feel called to act as a mentor, find a new teacher, or spend time with others who are also on a sacred path. So you may be either seeking out other people, or you may have people drop in on your doorstep because there's another lesson to learn, whether you're learning from each other or there's a specific lesson to one person. And again, here's a parent, perhaps giving some information to the kids, but unifying. And they may be bringing in the butterfly right here to stay with them for a bit. But that's the underlying energy. That's where you're coming from. What's coming in is 3 of come together in joy, definitely a celebration, something exciting to celebrate. Just really feeling honored by the family and your ancestors. Or perhaps you're having pups or kittens. And that it's just really a card about feeling secure in the family, right? That your material needs are taken care of, and just feeling honor in the traditions and the accomplishments of your ancestors or what's been passed down to you. And then we have the panda here of a new idea that may just need some tweaking. And we also have bamboo here. And bamboo is very much abundance. If you can make anything out of bamboo, go for it, because you'll have unlimited supply, and it lasts forever. It's really hard to get rid of bamboo. And the panda bear. So 10 of, I want to say Pentacles. So the 3 of Cups have coming together, and really grounded family, and then the truth coming in, or tweaking that, getting clarity to refine your goals into something even better. So very nice. Very nice energies, guys. All right, and the Big Bang Rang Theory. Remember your water. You are water. Your normal saline. Remember your rest, if you can get it. This week I had 2 nights I didn't sleep at all. Well, maybe I got a couple hours in the morning yesterday, but last night I got a good night's sleep. And remember your joy in your nature. Remember to laugh and hug a tree if you need to, especially if you're not getting outside at all. And remember to follow your own intuition, your own guidance. Tap in every day to your inner child and rise and be love. Enjoy your day. Love and rise. I'll see you guys soon. Remember, it's in their eyes. Breathe. Bye, guys.